What is going on, guys and girls? How you doing today? Single Roleplay here once again. Today I want to share some memories on my Fallout experience and looking at Fallout 676, which is coming tomorrow. I wanted to rethink my Fallout experience and share some thoughts and basically give you guys some Fallout memories that I had. As you know, I'm quite an old role player actually, and the first time I saw Fallout, it was 1998, I believe, and the game itself was released in 1997. So 1998 was the year when I saw Fallout, and it literally rotated my world around, rotated the world around me in a different way, because the game looked awfully hard to understand what was going on in there, and it was actually far ahead of its time. It was incredibly deep and is still considered one of the top classics of all, outside of all role-playing action, not an action but turn-based RPGs out there. Fallout game was developed by Black Isle Studios, which is now defunct, but the members of Black Isle are still somewhat in Obsidian, Troika, and BioWare. But Black Isle Studios brought us a lot of really crazy games like Fallout, Fallout 2, Planescape Torment, Icewind Dale. All these games are pure classics, and the studio itself didn't last very long, but it brought a lot of super high quality games which are still far cannot be surpassed in terms of quality and the depth that the Fallout is. Like I mentioned, I first saw Fallout 1 in 1998. I was in school, like in my last classes in school. It was class 10 or 11, I think, and I attended special computer classes as well. It was like a separate thing from school, and I basically studied computer science, grammar, and all that shit. And we used to study programming and all kind of computer things. The computers were really shitty back in the day, pretty slow, but we had a pretty powerful Pentium 166 MMX there with 16 megabytes of memory. It was pretty powerful computer by the standards, but still the loading times on Fallout 1 were absolutely atrocious, and it took a lot of time to load new zones, reload, travel from the zone to zone. It took a lot of time, and I quickly understood that this game has some serious firepower behind it, even though it looked pretty simplistic. But the quality of the game and the depth and the things that it had behind it was absolutely crazy. I couldn't even fully understand everything that was happening in the Fallout as well, and it only took me several days, several years later, I was able to get better computer and actually play it and fully experience what I needed to experience in a Fallout. But the Fallout itself was a very revolutionary game, because it literally reinvented the GURPS system and transformed it into the special system, which was invented specifically for this game. Special system is still is a kind of pillar of the old Fallout games. So special perks and all kind of interaction. You can be the bad guy, the good guy. It is just so fucking good, and nothing can really surpass even up to till now. Honestly, this is just a timeless classic. If you haven't played Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, you really isn't missing a lot of things, because this game is the absolute blast from the past now, and it really is one of the deepest, most interesting, innovative games of all times. If you haven't played these guys, check it out. It's still pretty damn good for what it is. Now let's talk about Fallout 76, guys. And I first thing that I want to tell you is that I kind of is still a big Fallout fan. I still own Fallout 1, 2, 3, New Vegas. I still collector's edition of Fallout 4. The only thing that I haven't played is actually Fallout 4 because I somehow somehow slipped out of my shadow of life, and I haven't really had the time to play it because I was fully invested into Twitching, streaming, YouTubing, and was building my Diablo audience. Unfortunately, just didn't have a lot of time to invest into Fallout 4 because I know that this game requires like hundreds of gameplay to fully experience what it can offer. But I was really surprised that the new Fallout game is coming, which is Fallout 76, and the game is very different from all Fallout games out there because it's the first online MMO action RPG game in a Fallout world. It is fully developed by Bethesda Game Studios, and it's the first multiplayer online game developed by Bethesda themselves, because Elder Scrolls Online was developed by ZeniMax, and this is like the first attempt of Bethesda to actually try and develop some MMO, and specifically in a Fallout setting. It's pretty damn unique and interesting. I've seen very mixed reviews on the Fallout beta, and a lot of people kind of disliked it and liked it and disliked it in different ways. For the most part, because there is no NPCs in the game, which is pretty weird for such a massive MMO. I mean, you are basically just playing around killing monsters as far as I could figure it out. There are definitely some quests out there, more like, the party quests, I believe. So things that it will be interacting literally just the players, which is pretty weird in terms of a Fallout setting, because Fallout was always a very NPC oriented, like story oriented game, where did a lot of research, dialogues, interaction, all that shit. The last games were probably not as NPC heavy as the very first ones, where you literally could sit and talk for hours, but still there was still kind of a lot of storyline there. I'm really curious how Bethesda will solve this storyline issues without NPCs in a Fallout 76. The gameplay looks very authentic though, from what I see personally. There's crafting, there's monster killing, there's relics and all that shit. So far it looks very good, and I can't really wait to try it. The only problem is like the game is a bit of expensive for me personally, because it's like $50 for the game, which will be definitely very raw and would require probably several patches before it shapes up. But I really want to get in as fast as possible, and this is probably, guys, where I need your help a little, because it's being as a full-time streamer and buying new games, it's pretty problematical, as probably not problematical if you are like Dance Gaming or some really crazy ass streamer with thousands of people up there. But if you're really like a low-level streamer like me, which is trying to pay the bills first and then goes everything else, it's really hard to invest this kind of money in buying a new game. This is probably will not be that good, but I'm still a big fan of the game, so I will try to crowdfund this Fallout 76 purchase today on stream, guys. So come hang out, throw me some bucks here and there if you wish. I also have a pretty extensive list of wish list on Steam, of the games that I'm looking forward, that I want to buy and purchase, but somehow hesitated because they are also pretty damn expensive for me most of the time. So if you have some spare cash to throw at me on Steam, I have my Steam wishlist in the comments below. You can also check my current Steam wishlist on Twitch by pressing !Steam which will show you the Steam wishlist. So if you can drop something on my Steam wishlist from like, you know, purchase the game and send me as a gift, it will be also pretty cool. This is it, guys, and let me know in the comment section if you want to be playing Fallout 76, if I will be playing the beta. Overall, what are your thoughts on a Fallout 76 as a MMO, and what are your thoughts and memories on the Fallout in general? What games of Fallout have you played? Do you have any memories on the first Fallout games? What do you think about them, guys? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much, and see you soon.